Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning into another Supatease video. And in this one, I'm giving my 10.2 prediction tier list for PvP. Which specializations are looking like they could be God tier, and which specializations are looking like they're probably going to be worse off than they currently are. So if you want to start your planning for picking a main moving forward, or just interested in the discussion of what's going on, because we have a massive amount of changes coming through, which you can check out in the videos that I'll have linked at the end of this one, then make sure to smash the subscribe button so that you never miss a single update. But let's get started. We got a lot of specializations to cover here. Affliction Warlock. Now, some really big benefits to Affliction Warlock is the nerfs to the Feign Death talent for hunters. It's no longer going to be removing dots, so this in and itself is going to help you quite a lot. However, we have not seen changes to phase shift, which is fade dispel from priest, which is still going to be a pretty big counter to you. You're getting some PvP talents that are going to likely open up some global cooldowns, so that you're able to get dots out. Unfortunately, they're making that change so you can play builds that doesn't synergize with your tier set. Your tier set's likely going to be, Soul Rot, still playing the same build, and not really opening up any opportunities to haunt just because that set bonus is so strict onto it. But I do think that Affliction Warlock is likely going to be slightly better off. I don't want to put it on to God tier. I think that there's a lot of healers that can easily heal through the damage, so it's probably still going to be held back by that. But with the hunter changes and some of the global cooldown assistance, and the fact that you get a set bonus this patch that's actually pretty good, makes me think that you're going to be in a decent spot. Arcane Mage, set bonuses, you're getting some fun missile damage. Nothing really standing out to it. Probably going to be about the same as where it is right now, from what I have seen so far. So kind of just meh, as far as like getting new things or some pain points being adjusted on it. Kind of just meh is my first response. Probably going to be where you are right now. Arms Warrior, this thing is going to be God tier. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. You're getting 2 charges of Intervene, which is now going to be the old school safeguard, which they had to nerf at the beginning of Shadowlands because it was so strong and everyone was playing a Warrior because of it. Now you get 2 of them. It's going to be pretty crazy. You're getting some stuff where it's like you could play these Rend builds, and when execute procs, you can put up a bleed that also thunderclaps that applies Rend. Like you're going to be out of this world. Assassination Rogue, also you're going to be God tier. Assassination Rogue right now, the main thing is this new execute passive that's coming in, which accumulates your bleed damage, and when somebody gets below 35% health, it just all hits at once, and right now is just completely destroying people. Probably going to want to be going dwarf for 10.2 if assassination remains even close to as it is right now. Balanced Druid, I'm kind of leaning towards it's probably going to be worse than it is. Incarnation is going to a 3-minute cooldown, and you're just probably only going to see 1 in a game, as opposed to 2 in a game with it on a 2-minute cooldown. And Orbital Strike as a separate ability is probably going to be pretty lackluster. I think it's ultimately going to be ending up in a worse position, unfortunately, and I'm not super excited about it. The set bonuses are not that great. Beast Mastery Hunter, this is probably, I want to say, going to be God or A. Maybe we'll lean into A for right now, but the set bonuses are making it seem like it's going to be really good, where you're going to be summoning dire beasts, and these dire beasts are going to follow your pet command ability. So you're going to be kill commanding, like, depending on how many dire beasts you proc, maybe like 10 times, and running people over. So I really think Beastmaster Hunter is going to be pretty nasty. Blood DK, tough to say where you're going to be. I mean, you're probably just going to be same meh position as it is at the moment. Brewmaster, same kind of deal. Not really going to be moving forward too much. Demonology, this is a really tough one, honestly, in my opinion, to call, because I was trying to think about it, like, is it going to be better with these new set bonus changes, with the Tyrant buffing your pets as opposed to itself being really powerful? It's probably going to feel a little bit better because of that, honestly, in PvP, and less counterable as it currently is, so it'll probably feel slightly better. Destruction Warlock, this thing is going to be God tier. I think Interdimensional Rift is a powerful spell, and now Immolate ticks are going to have a chance to give you a rift, so you're just going to be rifting people and doing monstrous amounts of damage. Your Chaos Bolts are crushing people on the tuning right now. Destruction Warlock is going to be really nasty. Devastation Evoker, I'm expecting probably sitting in, slightly better than it is in this current patch with the changes they're making to its mastery and its set bonuses, focusing more on sustained damage. You're hopefully going to feel less kind of like hit or miss big bursts of damage and then not doing anything. So I think it's likely going to end up feeling a little bit better than it currently is, but if rogues are good, it's definitely going to still be held back from being God tier. Discipline Priest, I kind of feel like this guy's going to be God tier. You're getting crazy amount, you're getting everything compressed, so you're going to have less keybinds, and you're going to be able to play the damage builds with less keybinds and pumping up big numbers, and you're getting crazy OP abilities that are absolutely insane, where you're like flying up in the air, immune to CC, penanceing 20 things in front of you, that type of stuff. Like, yeah, you're probably going to be god tier. It's going to feel really good. Elemental Shaman, you're probably going to be feeling really excited for this patch. The set bonuses are going to be Primordial Wave shoots out an Ellie Blast. Remember, set bonuses are going to be nerfed a little bit in PvP, but the stat bonus, you're going to get all 3 stat bonuses from that Ellie Blast from your Primordial Wave, and that's going to be a huge boost onto your overall stat pool. And you're just going to be doing a lot of instant damage with the instant lightning bolts as well that come along with the set bonus. So likely going to be really disgusting. Enhancement Shaman, kind of tough for me to put into a position. I think you're summoning Feral Spirits with your set bonus. Probably going to feel a little bit better than you currently do. I wouldn't expect it to be too much different, but just a little bit of an improvement from the current patch. Feral Druid, you're probably going to be god tier. I think with this one, you're going to be getting Feral Frenzy, lower cooldown. Feral Frenzy is going to be doing a lot more effects. You're going to be cutting people down. I really think, especially with Ferocious Bite builds, because they're really focusing on that, you're probably going to be really single target oriented and doing monstrous amounts of damage. Seems really exciting at the moment with what we've seen so far for Feral Druid. Fire Mage, this one's a tough one. I'm trying to remember. Now, their set bonus focused around crit damage and crit damage modifiers, which usually means they're going to be really powerful in PvP. I'm only going to throw it up onto A, probably the best of the A. Maybe just organize this a little bit better in terms of what I think is going to be good. It's probably going to feel a little bit better than it currently does, because they're just amping up with where you currently were. Frost Mage, I'm kind of like pretty meh with this one. The Glacial Spike set bonus means that you're basically gonna have to play Glacial Spike. It's not really getting anything new, and you might even be worse off if you weren't a Glacial Spike player in the first place. I'm not really excited for Frost Mage, honestly. Frost DK, your set bonuses are a little bit strange. It's like Chill Streak can bounce off yourself. It's a really heavy focus around Chill Streak. They're trying to modify your damage for more sustain. To me, it's probably going to end up ultimately being kind of meh about where it is right now. That's kind of what meh means, is that you're pretty much just going to be remaining where you are. Fury Warrior, you're proccing Odin's Fury. You're getting Odin's Fury cooldown reduction. You're probably going to be god. You're probably going to be god tier. Yeah, Fury Warriors. Warrior and Rogues are going to be really nasty. Guardian Druid, honestly, I mean, I might be putting this up here, but your set bonuses are focusing on like Thorns damage, and usually when it's like that, you're really powerful. So Guardian Druid could randomly like slip through. So I'm actually putting Guardian Druid pretty high here because of that. Havoc Demon Hunter, you're going to be tossing out glaives, applying Soul Rend really easily with Blade Dance, saving yourself a lot of GCDs. Defensively, you're still probably going to be dying in stuns, and Rogues are still going to be really good. So to me, that's probably holding you back from being god tier, and probably just going to lock you in more so to like an A tier, where you're going to feel a bit better than you do in the current patch, but you're probably not going to feel like the god tier classes. Holy Priest, I think you're getting like proc Serenities. My memory here is stretching because I've tried to memorize all the set bonuses and all the changes coming through with the classes. You've got like a chance to proc free Serenities, which could be really good. Your damage is still going to be really high. Phase Shift Dispel, I think you're probably going to feel a little bit better than you do at the moment. I think it's going to be an improvement from where you are, for sure. Holy Paladin, I'm kind of feeling kind of meh on Holy Paladin. They're nerfing your mana regen. I think you're not that Holy Paladin is going to be bad. I think Holy Paladin is probably still going to be where it is. So maybe we just say A. It's slightly better. A Daybreak cooldown reduction is probably being readjusted for the mana regeneration, so probably going to feel about where it is, but you're not really getting anything super exciting. Marksmanship Hunter, I'm going to be honest here, I'm straight up meh with this one. I don't know how to feel about a volley set bonus and wind arrows, to be honest, compared to some of the other set bonuses that are so astronomically insane in terms of value. You're probably still gonna have the same problems where you're too stationary. I was really hoping for a rework, kind of update it. It still feels like it's playing in the Dark Ages. Mistweaver Monk, you're getting a lot of throughput. You're probably gonna feel about where you are right now. So I'm kind of going kind of meh for that. It's going to be a good healer, definitely going to be a good healer, but there's nothing really like standing out that makes me think it's going to be absolutely crazy, or it's got anything new coming for it to really be excited about. Outlaw Rogue, ooh, this is a tough one. Now this one's getting a rework. Killing Spree, I think, is like the main focus for this one. It's doing a nasty amount of damage. Do I want to say this is god tier? I'm going to slap it up on god tier for right now. I think Rogue Crowd Control plus Killing Spree doing as much damage as it is probably going to be pretty nasty. Preservation Evoker, probably going to be god tier in terms of healers. You're getting some really scary stuff. with Living Flame procs and then applying Echo with it, which is going to save you a lot of GCDs and save you a lot of essence spending. So you're going to be able to get a lot of hots out. Prot Warrior, I'm throwing this out and you might be memeing. You might think I'm memeing, but I'm throwing this out on God tier. It's already pretty strong with a bleed build, and they built set bonuses around that bleed build. And I actually think Prot Warrior could be sleeper really stupid disgusting in the next patch. So keep an eye out on it, because I think that it could be. Ret Paladin, you're getting some kind of like damage talents. It's going to be about where it is. It's not really getting anything that's standing out to me that was like super fantastic, insane. It's probably going to feel about where it is. Resto Shamans are actually getting a set bonus in this one, and one focused around Riptide. And when set bonuses are focused around Riptide, we saw them in the BlizzCon finals, on both teams in Battle for Azeroth. So Resto Shaman is probably going to be pretty good. And it's pretty decent into things like Assassination Rogue and Warriors for keeping down their damage with the Risen Wall Totem. So I think Resto Shaman is probably going to feel pretty god tier for the next patch. Resto Druid. Oh my god, this thing is the best healer in the game. Like, I'm just automatically slapping it into that #1 position for best healer in the game. You're going to be proccing Trance, play the cooldown reduction Trank when you're a tree form. You're going to be proccing Grove Wardens to heal people. Like, you're just going to have a tree army healing everybody. It's going to be insane HPS. You're proccing Nourishes that heal 2 people for lay on hands. Like, it's absolutely out of this world with how strong it is at the moment. Retribution Paladin, I'm slapping this baby up on a god tier as well. I think the proc Templar's Verdicts and getting the duplication effects like it had in Legion coming now into this patch is going to do a remarkable amount of damage. And it's a great pick into Rogues, and it's a great synergized spec with Warrior. So I'm expecting Ret Paladin to do pretty well because of that. Shadow Priest, you're getting a lot of execute power and a lot of burst damage onto this patch, which you didn't previously have. You're really synergizing with Warriors and Rogues, so it's kind of my expectation that you're going to feel really powerful on this patch, and you should be excited about the new burst that's coming that wasn't really available to you in the past. Subtlety Rogue is disgusting. This might be the best spec in the game. Slapping that one up right there with Gorma's Bite coming back. Like, you're gonna do so much burst damage. Like, you thought Sub Rogue burst damage was good, now like, no, this thing is getting even better, man. It's gnarly. It's gnarly. Survival Hunter, I'm slapping this one up on a god tier. Maybe not towards the top end of it, but somewhere around the middle. Maybe Outlaw better than Feral. Survival Hunter is just getting a lot of Wildfire Bomb damage. Really sleeper spec, actually, even at the moment in terms of strength. And it's just getting amped up. It's going to be really, really good. And, Rogue Hunter, classic composition. Feral Hunter, classic composition. So it's going to have some good matchups as well. Unholy DK, they're changing your sustain damage, trying to make you as less focused on your cooldowns. I'm not expecting it to be really god tier though. Probably just A tier, slight improvement from where it is at the moment. Vengeance Demon Hunter, the tank spec, probably just meh, not too much going on for it. Now this new set bonus, I've seen a lot of PvEers talking about Windwalker set bonus not being that good. I think the cooldown reduction could, though, be good in PvP. Is it going to be god tier, though, from where it is? I think it's slightly better than where it currently is, but I'm not sure if it's going to be like god tier level compared to what we're seeing for Warriors and Rogues. And those classes usually kind of keep it in check, but it's probably like the best A tier. And then Augmentation Evoker is just getting set bonuses that focus around its buffs towards its teammates with Ebonmite. We haven't seen any changes PvP specifically in terms of nerfing it, so it's probably going to feel about the same. I would think for Augmentation Evoker, about the same with where it is, which honestly is really good, right? Like, that means it's really strong. It probably still will be really strong, but there's not a lot going on with it. Kind of just meh with the initial response towards the changes moving forward to it. But this is kind of my expectation for the specializations moving into the next patch. Which ones are getting like a huge tune-up and adjustment and the most crazy stuff that's happening to them. These guys are getting a slight modification, some quality of life changes to them. These guys aren't really seeing a huge amount of new things or exciting things. Not necessarily that they're not going to be competitively viable. I think like Augmentation Evoker, for example, probably still going to be one of the best DPS in the game. But it's not really getting anything like as insane as what these classes are getting moving into the next patch. Frostmage and Moonkin, you're probably the biggest losers for this patch in terms of new stuff coming forward or changes to your talent trees that are honestly going to maybe put you in a worse position than you currently are, unfortunately. And that's my initial take here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Quick little update. Wanted to get you guys rolling forward so you could start thinking about 10.2. And other than that, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.